When we think of extraordinary space missions, NASA often comes to mind first. Their legacy of breathtaking achievements is undeniable, but NASA are not the only ones who have ventured boldly into the unknown. The European Space Agency also delivered one of the most daring and inspiring missions of modern times, the Rosetta and Philae expedition to Comet 67T Churyumov, Gerasimenko. This mission was unique. For the first time, humanity was able to not only orbit a comet, but attempt something no one had ever tried before landing on one. Imagine that touching down on a fragile, icy world that had been travelling silently through space for billions of years. The Rosetta and Philae story is full of triumph, tension, and unexpected twists. It gave us extraordinary images, data about the building blocks of our solar system, and even clues that connect comets to the origins of life on Earth. But it was also a mission where not everything went according to plan. So, what really happened out there in deep space? And why is this mission still remembered as one of the boldest gambles humanity has ever taken? Let's start right at the beginning. Rosetta launched on March 2nd, 2004 atop ESA's Ariane 5 rocket. It had originally been scheduled for early 2003 with an entirely different target, but delays and a rocket failure forced mission planners to rethink. That extra year reshaped the mission's course, setting Rosetta on a 10-year odyssey. Reaching a comet in the outer solar system is no easy task. A spacecraft cannot simply fly straight there. It must build momentum carefully, borrowing energy from planets along the way. Rosetta would need multiple gravity assists to catch its quarry. The first came in 2005 when it flew past Earth, slingshotting deeper into space. Then in 2007 it swung by Mars, passing just 250 kilometers above the surface. For 15 tense minutes, Rosetta vanished into the planet's shadow. Its solar panels could no longer provide power, so the spacecraft relied on backup batteries, never intended for such a job. During that silent quarter hour, engineers on Earth could do nothing but wait, unsure if their billion-euro machine would ever wake again. This moment became known as the billion-euro gamble. Against the odds, Rosetta re-emerged from the shadow alive, carrying priceless images of Mars. That same year, Rosetta returned to Earth for another boost. In a curious twist, astronomers actually mistook the spacecraft for a potential asteroid threat. For a few days, it was listed in the asteroid catalogue as a 20-metre near-Earth object before the mistake was caught. In 2008, Rosetta flew past asteroid 2867 Steins, capturing close-up images of its battered surface. Then, after a final Earth flyby in 2009, it gained the momentum it needed to chase its true target. Along the way in 2010, Rosetta visited another asteroid 21 Lutetia, nearly 100 kilometres wide. Comparing these rocky survivors of the solar system's birth with the icy comet it was heading toward would provide scientists with a fascinating contrast. After years of travel, Rosetta finally went into hibernation, conserving power for the final leg of its journey. It would not awaken until 2014, 10 years after launch. When Rosetta opened its eyes again in 2014, it began maneuvering into orbit around Comet 67P Churyumov, Gerasimenko. The images that returned stunned everyone. Instead of a simple ball of ice and rock, the comet revealed itself to be a contact binary. Two distinct lobes fused together like an enormous cosmic rubber duck. Its surface was jagged and dramatic, full of cliff-steep valleys and gaping crevasses. It looked less like a dusty snowball and more like a miniature alien world sculpted by violence and time. But with awe came a new challenge. How do you land on something so irregular, so unpredictable? The comet was not a quiet place. Jets of gas and dust erupted from its surface as it neared the sun, the very activity that forms the glowing coma and tail of a comet. Landing near one of these active regions would be far too dangerous, so Rosetta's first task in orbit was to carefully map the surface, charting possible landing zones for its little companion Philae. After months of planning, scientists selected a relatively calm site. On November 12, 2014, history would be made. Philae, the small lander, separated from Rosetta and began its slow descent toward the comet's surface. Mission control on Earth held its breath. Gravity on 67P is so weak that if you jumped, you might never return. That meant Philae had to anchor itself firmly with 2 harpoons designed to fire into the surface on touchdown. Without them, even the slightest bounce could send it drifting into space forever. For a moment, everything seemed perfect. As Philae touched down, a signal arrived back on Earth, landing successful. Cheers erupted in the control room. Humanity had landed on a comet, but reality was different. The harpoons never fired. Instead of gripping the surface, Philae bounced once, twice, 3 times. At one point it soared a full kilometre above the comet before slowly drifting back down. For nearly 2 hours it tumbled across this alien landscape, completely out of control. Finally, Philae came to rest. Miraculously, it landed upright, able to use its instruments. But its position was far from ideal. Wedged against a shadowed cliff, its solar panels received little sunlight. The mission, designed to last 5 months, would be cut short to just 60 hours. Engineers rushed to command the lander, desperate to collect as much data as possible before the batteries died. During those precious hours, Philae drilled into the comet's surface, analysed its dust and gases, and sent back invaluable results. But by November 14th, its power was gone. The little lander fell silent. The mission seemed over. Yet the story was not finished. In June 2015, as Comet 67P drew closer to the Sun, more sunlight reached the hidden lander. Against all expectations, Philae awoke. Weak but determined, it sent a faint signal to Rosetta, letting Earth know it was still alive. Although the connection was unstable, Philae managed to perform one final experiment, drilling into the comet's crust and transmitting data back home. For scientists, it was a priceless second chance, but the comet was becoming increasingly volatile. Outgassing intensified from just 0.5 kilogram per second to nearly 300 kilograms per second. To protect Rosetta, controllers had to move it to a safer distance. By July 2015, Philae's voice faded once more. It never spoke again. A year later, in September 2016, Rosetta's cameras finally located the lander's resting place. There it was, wedged in a dark crevice, one leg sticking out, frozen in time. Finding it allowed researchers to interpret its data more precisely, knowing exactly where those final measurements had been made. Philae's mission was brief, but its story became legendary. So what did Rosetta and Philae actually discover in just 60 hours? Philae gathered evidence about the comet's surface chemistry, its ices and its organics, clues that might connect comets to the story of life itself. Rosetta, from orbit, collected even more, but those discoveries are a story of their own, one we will explore in the next episode. For now, we've traced the daring journey, the triumphs and the heartbreak of humanity's first landing on a comet. Thank you for joining us on this journey across the solar system. Missions like Rosetta Philae remind us how fragile and daring exploration really is, and how much we still have to learn from these ancient travelers of the cosmos. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to Cosmic Compass for more stories that unravel the mysteries of space. Each like and share helps us bring these cosmic adventures to more curious minds like yours. Until next time, keep looking up and let's keep exploring together. That concludes our journey with Rosetta and Philae. This mission showed us that even the smallest spacecraft can make history, and that sometimes the greatest discoveries come from the riskiest attempts. In the next episode, we'll dive into what Rosetta and Philae actually found evidence hidden in the dust and ice that could tell us more about the birth of our solar system and perhaps even the origins of life on Earth. Until then, thank you for watching Cosmic Compass. If you enjoyed this video, Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and share it with someone who loves space as much as you do. Together, let's keep exploring the universe one story at a time.